Slow living in your 20s really hits different when all of your peers are in the peak of the grind and the hustle and the fast-paced living right now. You know, whether it's with career or relationships, social life, hookup culture, dopamine doom scrolling, big cities, everything, it feels like everything in today's day and age is optimized for maximum speed and maximum stimulation. Growing up, I've always been someone who had a lot of anxiety, and so I deeply am familiar with like that feeling of what it feels like to be chronically overstimulated. And it just feels like everything nowadays is optimized for overstimulation. I guess I'm not in my early 20s anymore. I'm closer to my mid 20s now. By this stage in your life, you're supposed to be deep into the hustle and grind, corporate culture and partying and clubbing and all this brain rot on the weekends. It's not for me. And it being not for me makes me an outcast. Because when you figure out what you value in life, you stop being the white sheep. And I know this meme is really popular right now of like circling the white sheep, of like, oh, I'm embracing the fact that I'm part of the white sheep. That's cool. These are some notes I wrote down earlier. I don't really grind or hustle in the traditional sense anymore. I got burnt out way too early, and I realized like I can't keep living my life this way. It's just not sustainable. I spent so much of my life living in anxiety and control. It got to the point where I started questioning what it was all for anyway. I was in such a hurry to finally start living my life that I was literally running away from my life every single day and coping. Like I was literally coping against life through productivity. And I was sad and miserable every step of the way and overstimulated. I didn't have peace. Nowadays, I've never been more at peace. I've never been more loving of my life. I've never been more knowing that things are working out perfectly. And it's a calm stability that the anxious hustle wants to be, but can't be. It's an energetic state that you hold of valuing peace and freedom more than the pursuit of peace and freedom. Do you see the difference? Especially when you're young, you become trapped by this illusion of the pursuit of peace and freedom. And you realize, most people never realize, but you realize, if you're watching this video, actually having peace and freedom is more important than looking like you're striving to attain peace and freedom. People live life on the surface for image. The busier they look, the more high status they think they are. Productivity defines their self-worth. And this attitude is so rampant. This attitude of the busier I am, the busier I look, the higher value I am. The more my time matters. This energetic state I'm talking about of valuing peace and freedom more than the pursuit of peace and freedom, it's a state of mind. It's a state of arriving rather than pursuing. Nowadays, I would say I'm pretty indifferent towards most things. I've tasted them all. When you've tasted them all, you realize it's meaningless. I don't put money or women on a pedestal like I used to. When you've tasted them, when you've tasted the finer things in life, you realize they are fucking meaningless. The only thing that's real is love. The only thing that's real is freedom. The only thing that's real is peace. The only thing that's real is joy. And these are qualities you don't flex to people. These are qualities you learn to cultivate in your life. Too many people don't have these qualities, and that's why they have to flex them. The flex is a proxy of the quality. It's just like I said earlier. It's a calm stability that the anxious hustle wants to be, but can't be. The more trying, the more disconnected from the source of your power. The more relaxed. You relax into power. You relax into peace. You relax into freedom. You relax into love. You see this effort play out in relationships, in career success, in freedom and the pursuit of it. The more trying in any of these endeavors, the farther away you are from them. The more you have to try to get love, the more disconnected from love you are. It's kind of like the fisherman story. The Mexican fisherman. An American businessman was standing at the pier of a small coastal Mexican village when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. Inside the small boat were several large fin tuna. The American complimented the Mexican on the quality of his fish. "How long did it take you to catch them?" the American asked. "Only a little while," the Mexican replied. "Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish?" the American then asked. "I have enough to support my family's immediate needs," the Mexican said. "But," the American then asked, "what do you do with the rest of your time?" The Mexican fisherman said, "I sleep late, fish a little, play with my children, take a siesta with my wife Maria, stroll into the village each evening where I sip wine and play guitar with my amigos. I have a full and busy life, senor." The American scoffed. "I'm a Harvard MBA and I could help you. You should spend more time fishing, and with the proceeds you could buy a bigger boat, and with the proceeds from the bigger boat you could buy several boats, and eventually you would have a fleet of fishing boats. Instead of selling your catch to a middleman, you would sell directly to the consumers, eventually opening your own can factory. You would control the product, processing, and distribution. You would need to leave this small coastal fishing village and move to Mexico City, then LA, and then eventually New York City, where you'll run your expanding enterprise." The Mexican fisherman asked, "But senor, how long will this all take?" To which the American replied, 15 to 20 years. "But what then, senor?" The American laughed and said, "That's the best part. When the time is right, you would announce an IPO and sell your company stock to the public and become very rich. You would make millions." "Millions, senor. Then what?" The American said slowly, "Then you would retire, move to a small coastal fishing village where you would sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, take a siesta with your wife, stroll to the village in the evenings where you could sip wine and play your guitar with your amigos." I don't even have to commentate what it really is explain this entire loop that you will spend decades of your life only to end back at the same place of realizing you were always where you were. You never left where you were, you just took a big detour. Here you are, back into the present moment, 20 years older, only to realize you've been ripped off of 20 years. Waiting, delaying for that one day when you finally make it. That is the trap, my friend. I'm not telling you to not be ambitious. I'm telling you there is a way to be ambitious without selling your soul. As I watch too many people do, of which many are my friends, watching them walk into the exact same trap. I get it. If you've never tasted money, if you've never tasted the good, if you've never tasted the finer things, the best things out of life, you are hungry. I get it. Maybe it'll have to take you tasting it in order to realize that it's all empty and void. And I'm not going to stop that. But if you already have a hunch, like you've already experienced some glimpses of it, you know this feeling that I'm talking about. It's not the surface level shit that makes life feel full and rich. It's the pursuit of something meaningful. If you've tasted that game and you're over it, it kind of begs the question, what do you do now? I've turned it into a mission of mine to help men find their passion for life again. Because it deeply saddens me how many of you brothers are living a life that is just hollow and empty, and deep down you know it, but you don't know a better way. And I felt like that for a long time. But the overarching message of this video is nothing is as priceless as finding the peace you will try to spend your whole life looking for. To recognize that you could have it today. If that's too hard to believe, you can have it tomorrow. You can have it next week. You can have it next month. You can have it this year. It's not 10 years out. Happiness milestones don't work. You've played this trap over and over again since childhood, of wanting the toy, getting it, feeling really happy, and then wanting the next toy and playing the same loop over and over. Do you realize as you become adult, the loop gets longer and longer, the time frame gets longer and longer, until it becomes decades? Spend all your youthful energy inhaling. Exhale. You can let go. You can release. What you're looking for in this life is looking for you. And if you want to find it, you must find yourself. It is just as much of a journey within as it is without. The mistake most people make is they make the entire journey about without, not realizing, neglecting the entire within journey. The journey is coming home. Going out, coming home. Finding what you've always been looking for. Thank you for listening to this video. May it be a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this world. May you be blessed with the richest treasures that this life has to offer you. God bless you. See you in the next one.